Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
What is a good way to end the fight?
I don't think at this moment I'm doing justice to this conversation. I'm gonna go cool off and we'll come back. Because otherwise I'm gonna regret what I'm gonna say, and I don't wanna do that. And then you need to not follow me around the house. You need to let me go and trust that I will come back. The person who leaves has the right to go, but they have to be the one to come back. Two, you know what? Apology is really important. When I did this yesterday, I was out of line. I was angry, I wanted to shoot, I wanted to hurt, I felt attacked, and I really regret this, and I'm really sorry. That goes a long way too.
Wow, the person who leaves, it's their responsibility to come back. Please understand what the young lady was saying in the clip. First off, in intimate relationships, there are going to be disagreements. There are going to be upsets. There are going to be roadblocks. There are going to be obstacles. We're going to disappoint each other. We're going to frustrate each other. We're going to make each other angry. We're going to look at our partner as if they're a total and perfect stranger at times, because they're going to do things that not recognizable to us, unrecognizable to us. Tonight's topic on the VOR: conflict management boot camp. Woo. A deeper look at how to de-escalate conflict within intimate relationships. The voice of reason is back in the building. And let me just say this. My brother, who was just on, my brother played that keyboard. He sang them songs. He has invigorated the spirit of KBLA. Man, when somebody comes in here, man, and hits you with that kind of spirit, man, you got to use that positive energy, you know, as a tool of inspiration. And I'm inspired tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason, after a nice mini vacation, back in the building, conflict management boot camp. Oh, God. And I got to do this video, or I got to do this radio show today and this topic, and I'll tell you why. So, over the weekend, a video went viral where a young lady was smacked in the face with a brick by a man, right? And, you know, everybody's, oh, well, she hit him first. And first off, he picked up a brick. That's a deadly weapon. So, by default, as a man, he's already bigger and stronger than she is anyway, right? So now by picking up a brick, you turn that into attempted murder? How about that, right? So what really bothered me, right? A lot of men were siding with the guy who hit the lady in the face with a brick. And I know this ain't all men, so don't get it twisted. I'm not speaking in absolutes. I'm not a Sith. I'm a Jedith. I'm right in the middle. Sith and Jedi, okay? But here's the thing. A brother reached out to me and said, men are growing tired of taking the high ground when it comes to resisting domestic violence in intimate relationships. That just blew my mind. Men are tired of taking the high ground? What? Like, first, yes, she's a mess. But what do you do when you see a mess on the ground? You walk around it. You avoid it. You evade it. You don't step in it and then make a mess of your shoes. Let it be a mess over there on its own. So I thought that was it doesn't just, man. I know people telling me about Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg said if somebody hit you, you hit them back. But not with a brick. And if you can avoid hitting her back, avoid hitting her back. Just leave. Just leave. Because when we look at the slap that she laid on his cheek, let's be honest, 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580, conflict management boot camp. The voice of reason back in the building live on KBLA Talk 1580. Call me right now with your stories. Listen, when we compare what he did to what she did, was it equitable? Was it fair? Was it balanced? She slapped him like a little, like you slap a little boy. It wasn't like, do you guys see that new show that's out where it's a slap contest and people getting slapped and knocked smooth out? I didn't know people could get slapped to sleep. That show that's on, I watch it. I say, well, wait a minute. Slapping them to sleep. The Slap Fight Championship. That's what it's called. I could see if she laid one on him like that and stumbled him. I might be able to say, whoa, wait, hold on. She way out of pocket. No. I can't even give him that. Because the slap she laid on him was benign at best. We've got to learn how to manage conflict in our relationships if we want them to last, if we want them to flourish, if we want them to grow and expand. And I had to write this question. Are some men tired of taking the high ground when it comes to, listen to me now, resisting domestic violence? How would you define conflict management in the context of intimate relationships? Call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. What is the most effective way to de-escalate conflict within an intimate relationship? And brothers and mothers, do we somehow teach our daughters how to de-escalate more so than we teach our sons? I would like to know. I remember when I was a kid, and I'm from a different generation than the cats that are around now, but when I was a kid, I saw many fathers teaching their daughters, hey, if he start acting like this, then you don't get loud with him, because your job is to get back home. Right? I've seen many fathers, if he get loud with you, he get aggressive with you, make sure you stay in a well-lit area around people. Don't be nowhere by yourself with him, because you don't really know him like that, right? So, I mean, we live in a weirdo time, man, a really weird time. And I asked that question because I never really saw men teaching their sons how to de-escalate. I've seen men teach their sons how to de-escalate a potential situation with police, but I'd never seen them teach them to de-escalate a situation with a significant other. Uh-oh. Y'all listening? What are the potential consequences of not effectively managing conflicts in intimate relationships? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines right now. How does conflict management contribute to the overall health and longevity of an intimate relationship? And how do we get this knowledge? Especially if we model where we come from. If we come from chaos, we model chaos, and chaos becomes our norm. If violence is your preferred conflict management tool, then you're going to go to that tool over and over and over again. I really want to know. Couples, if you're married tonight, call me, 1-800-920-1580. I want to hear from you. How do you guys fight fair? How do you guys manage disappointment? How do you guys manage dissatisfaction, frustration, anger, and even conflict? How do you guys get to a point where you say, hey, we done said a little too much. We done said, me and my girl, we had a whole year of saying a little too much. Right? How do you manage it, right? How does the ability to manage conflict impact the level of trust and emotional safety within an intimate relationship? Are these good questions? Are you ready? Tonight's the night. The voice of reason is back in the building. It's Tuesday night. You already know what I like to do. I like to keep the fire lit when I come forward. The voice of reason is going to the phone line. Let's talk about it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com. Hey LA, are you feeling the heat? LADWP has rebates up to $225 on new air conditioners to help you beat the heat and save money. Plus, you can sign up for Level Pay to get predictable monthly bills for easy budgeting. Stay cool. Visit ladwp.com/COOL-LA. That's ladwp.com/COOL-LA.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
And for love's sake, each mistake, oh, you forgave. And soon both of us learned to trust, not run away.
There was no time to play.
We build it up and build it up and build it up, and now it's solid. Solid as a rock. That's what this love is. That's what we've got. Oh. Solid. Solid as a rock. And nothing's changed it.
The thrill is still hot.
He sound like he just woke up. Oh.
Didn't turn away when the sky went gray. Somehow we managed. We had to stick together. You didn't bat an eye when I made you cry. We knew down the line we would make it better.
And for love's sake, each mistake, oh, you forgave. And soon both of us learned to trust, not run away.
There was no time to play.
We build it up
And build it up.
and build it up, and now it's solid. Solid as a rock.
This is one way in which I think our point of view is very different from a lot of other points of view in sort of family-oriented therapy, is that when you see people in gridlock, a lot of times when you look at them from the outside, they look like they're really immature, you know, and maybe they're arrested at some previous level of emotional development. You know, they're 4 years old instead of being grown up talking about this. Or they're playing games, or they're being manipulative or uncompromising. And, you know, there's something really wrong with the system. The marital system is pathological or sick. But we don't believe any of that stuff. I mean, it's not that we don't believe that there is, you know, depression and things like that that really need to be addressed. But for most gridlock marital problems, what we really tell people is, no wonder you couldn't yield on this problem. We think that in each of these fists, if you made the marriage safe enough and opened up the fist, there would be something beautiful inside. that people are not compromising because ostensibly they may be talking, say, about money or finances. But underneath, they're actually also talking about basic philosophical concepts and what we call life dreams. So yeah, they're talking about money and finances, but they're also talking about freedom and power and security and what love means and what a family means and what it means to be who I am and what it means to give to the world and to build community and charity and making the world a better place. So yeah, they're gridlocked about money, and they seem to be talking about money, but underneath they're talking about these very basic philosophical issues that are very central to each person's personality and their thoughts about themselves. So they can't yield any more than somebody could yield if somebody came over to you and said, "Excuse me, may I borrow your bones?" You know, you can't give people the bones, your bones. You can't yield on this position because it's giving up the bones of who you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason back in the building. You heard it from the man. Man, conflict management is key for healthy relationships. Let me just say this really quickly. Randy from Watts, you got to call back, brother. I don't know what happened. Your call dropped, but get back in here because we got work to do. Conflict is an inevitable part of any intimate relationship. How couples navigate and manage conflicts can significantly impact health and the longevity of their bond, right? We will explore the importance of conflict management as a vital skill in intimate relationships and delve into effective strategies for de-escalating conflict. By understanding the significance of conflict management and equipping ourselves with practical tools, we can foster healthy and more fulfilling connections with our partner. We need to understand the significance of conflict management first. Conflict management is indeed one of the most crucial skills any relationship can possess. It serves as a survival tool in the relationship toolbox, allowing couples to address, listen, do you need conflict listen to what I'm about to say, ladies and gentlemen. You need conflict management skills in order to address differences, right? Resolve issues and grow together. Because guess what? You're not going to understand it the way I understand it. You're not going to articulate it the way I articulate it, right? My girl gets on me all the time. I will say, well, you said this, and she'll say, I didn't say that exactly. That's not what I said. This is exactly what I said. And then I'll wind up saying, well, we do this all the time. I'll say, well, I'm speaking the gist of what you say. I'm not speaking what you said verbatim, but I understood what you said, and I've worded it in the way I'm wording it. And oftentimes, that could lead to conflict because it's almost like, no, you're not hearing me. I'm not being heard because you're not saying what I said. And I'm saying, no, I'm saying the gist of what you said. Do you see? You need conflict management skills to be able to get over a little bump in the road such as that. That's why it's important that, yes, I'm paraphrasing, right? But, I mean, it's difficult for a lot of people who weren't raised to do that. So, again, conflict management serves as a survival tool in the relationships toolbox, allowing couples to address differences, resolve issues, and grow together. Without effective conflict management, unresolved conflicts can fester, eroding trust and emotional safety and intimacy. Emotional safety has some aspect couched within it. You know what this aspect is? One important aspect. You know what that is? I need to be able to talk freely, openly, without judgment. I need to be able to speak to you, especially if I'm trying to motivate you, inspire you, correct you, pull your coattails. The relationship must have emotional safety in order for real talk to happen Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't have real talk without conflict management skills. Because everybody going to be walking on eggshells otherwise. So one of the keys is to cultivate de-escalation. Right? How to turn down the heat. Man, I make my girl mad all the time. And you know what? She get fiery. She gets spicy with me. And sometimes I'll be like, listen, hold on. I hear you. But can you turn it down, please? Can you turn it down? I'm listening to you and I'm invested in what you're saying. But can you turn the volume down? Can you turn it down a little bit? Because I don't want the conversation to get out of control. I don't want to feel attacked. I don't want you to feel attacked. I don't want you to feel attacked. That's how I would say it. I would say, hey, turn it down a little bit. De-escalation, very powerful. The most effective way to de-escalate conflict within an intimate relationship is through open and empathetic communication. Active listening, understanding, and validating each other's perspectives are essential. By creating a safe space for dialogue, couples can express their emotions and needs without fear of judgment or retaliation. Listen, if judgment and retaliation is involved with you keeping it real, you're really keeping it wrong. You're keeping it misaligned. The relationship cannot be in alignment if there's no safe space for you to be called to the floor, for you to be held accountable by your accountability partner, right? And of course, tone and delivery matters too. When I come forward, the phone lines are lit up from all over the country. We got Watts, California, Brooklyn, New York, Dallas, Texas. We on fire tonight. I'm happy to be back. The Voice of Reason still has a lot to talk about.
Nothing's changed yet. The thrill is still hot.
Oh, gone with the wind. Another friend got in between.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Every defendant in former President Trump's Georgia case is pleading not guilty. The final co-defendant in the election interference case waived their right to an in-person arraignment today. Trump and 18 others are accused of trying to overturn the state's 2020 election results. California healthcare workers rallied on Labor Day to call on one of the state's major medical companies, Kaiser, to provide better wages and staffing levels. Organizers said it was ready to kick off the biggest healthcare workers' strike in U.S. history. Black Congressman Barbara Lee joined the protesters in Oakland, California. Students entering college this year are struggling with basic math, and colleges are mostly blaming COVID disruptions. Temple University's math chair says it's not just that they're unprepared, they're almost damaged. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles lets you choose from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
When you're young, life is full of choices.
Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Hello, I'm Jay Winnick. On 9/11, I lost my brave brother Glenn in the collapse of the World Trade Center. Glenn was a volunteer firefighter who died in the line of duty. Glenn's bravery inspired me to help start the nonprofit that's turned September 11th into a national day of service. For 9/11 this year, please join me by doing what Glenn would have done, taking time to help others. Please visit 911day.org to learn more.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that for Bree's car. Just right, just right, just right, yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Bree's car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy for Breeze. La 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 la.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin Ultra Strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Sometimes I'm asked about how to resolve relationship conflict. And I find this amusing, and I'm smiling because this has never been a strong suit for me. As it relates to intimate relationships, I am not famous for my patience and have caused innumerable problems in my relationships as a result of that. And grew up, at least through schooling and coaching, with very little positive reinforcement, a lot of negative reinforcement, which also doesn't help matters. But I have found a few different approaches and frameworks, perhaps tools also, that have helped me greatly, personally, to be a better partner to my girlfriend, for instance, and also tools that help us together as a couple to resolve conflict. It's not about avoiding conflict. I think that there's a certain amount of conflict that can be avoided, but whenever you are spending 24/7 together or in close proximity, you're going to have friction in the system. And that is certainly true with even my closest, maybe especially my closest guy friends. But let's talk about the tools first. I believe that to minimize conflict or quickly resolve conflict, you need to first become more aware of your internal states and become more aware of the stories that you create in your head, the loops that you play that will inform how you interact with someone else. Because if, for instance, you create a story where you are always the victim and that is your pattern, that will greatly affect how you approach any type of conflict resolution or discussion. And two tools I found very, very helpful for that are, number one, Sam Harris's Waking Up app. I highly recommend getting it. I have no skin in the game, no equity, no payoff, no kickbacks, nothing. So Sam Harris's Waking Up app, which provides a logical progression of skill development in meditation or really self-awareness. That's number one. It gives you a 10-minute practice each day that I do in the mornings. I still use this app. I've run through it multiple times. It's exceptional. That pairs very well with a book called Awareness. And for some reason, it has multiple subtitles depending on the format. One of them is, I believe, The Promises and Perils of Reality. The other is Conversations with the Masters, but that doesn't make any sense because there's really only one author, and that is Anthony DeMello. So the book title is Awareness. The author, Anthony DeMello, D-E-M-E-L-L-O, who was a Jesuit priest and also a psychotherapist.
Let me just hit you upside the head again. You heard what the man said? What stories are you telling yourself? And what role are you casting yourself in? Are you the perpetual victim? Are you trying to hold someone accountable while trying to let yourself off the hook? These are all little juicy little nuggets that actually add to conflict. He also mentioned something about self-awareness. Well, that's emotional regulation. The power of emotional regulation. Emotional regulation plays a pivotal role in conflict management. Learning to identify and manage one's own emotions. What sets you off and why? And is your partner really the reason? Or is it some unresolved issue from a previous relationship or something you modeled, right? From your early child. Listen, is it really your partner that's triggering you? Or is it the fact that you didn't do nothing before and now you fed up with this reoccurring? Ooh, I didn't say it. Somebody call me 1-800-920-1580. Somebody get to me right now. We got callers on the line. I'm about to go to them. The power of emotional regulation, right? Learning to identify and manage one's own emotions, as well as recognizing and empathizing with the emotion of your partner, can prevent conflicts from spiraling out of control. Taking a pause, practicing self-soothing techniques. What's self-soothing? Take a bath. I know men don't like taking baths. Take a bath, go to the spa, get a massage, right? Play some music, yoga, play some hoop. I'm about to install, I have an 80-pound boxing punching bag. I'm about to install that on my balcony. I'm just saying, like, self-soothe, man. Do something. Get those endorphins up, right? And you got to approach any conflict in a relationship with a calm mindset. And that's been a struggle for me. It's very difficult for me to stay calm. I've learned how to do it over the years. I'm doing better than I did when I was a kid. But yo, you want your relationship to last, you better have these in your toolbox. Let's get Randy from Watts. Randy, jump in here, man. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Woo, I just hope that people is listening to you, Zoe, because what you talking about right here, I've been seeing the madness all my life. And it still comes back on the 2-on-2. One, these women have got to do a better job of vetting these men. Is that the right term? Because you got these white folks using all these high words and 50-cent words on the radio. Most of us don't understand that. And when you start talking about emotions, here we go. You got a guy or a man who was raised without a father, so he's an emotional wreck. His mama raised him. What do you expect he's going to have? First off, as men, we're supposed to be warriors. We're not supposed to be emotional. I'm not emotional, but I was trained to not be emotional. End of the world could come up. I'm not emotional. I'm looking at what we're going to do next. And as far as our relationships, we are never supposed to be at war with our significant other. That is supposed to be your ally and your partner. I mean, this dude hit her with a brick. Okay, he got an attempted murder charge on him. He going to do 7 years. I mean, if that thing is on tape and they seeing it, somebody going to jail. So now we, as a black community, giving money to the judicial system. We got white folks going to church with shotguns trying to kill us, and we having fights with our women. Then we've lost it, man.
Wait, Randy, and you know what's really crazy, Randy? Like, you got brothers out here defending this dude. They're saying, look at her attitude. She had such a bad attitude, and she was so spicy, and she was this, that, and the third. So what? Your grandmama's spicy.
Well, if that had happened to my sister, we would dispatch that dude. Do you understand? Do you hear what I said?
I heard.
He would be dispatched.
Yeah.
Okay, the end. We do not put that type of harm on our sisters. We are PPL, protect, provide, and love. So that's her fault and his fault. And we got millions of couples out here behind all these girls huddling up with these dudes that ain't never had a daddy. I mean, we in trouble, man. We in trouble.
Yeah.
But that would just be one body bag we'd have to pull out of the stack. I mean, I hope you women out there are listening. Stop messing with these busters that they never had no daddy, unless you want to live in drama. And I've been there with both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the uniform side in two different uniforms, from here to out in the other world, and it don't come out good.
Man.
It don't come out good. We do not do that type of harm to us. When you got people going and trying to kill us, go in the dollar store and shoot 3 people for no reason, and we throwing bricks on our sisters.
Come on,
man.
Come on, man.
Oh,
hey, Randy.
We got to do a better job.
Hey, let me just say, Watts up, man. Thank you so much for bringing Watts in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Tonight's topic, we really on it tonight. This is a conflict management boot camp show. Call in and let me know how you deal with disappointment, frustration, anger, betrayal, upset, disturbances, perturbations in your relationship. You know Zoe Williams got a lot, and I mean a lot to talk about.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. KBLA Talk 1580 is inviting you to join us on Saturday, September 16th, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. for our very first economic empowerment event for the community. This event is free and it's powered by Caltrans. We're doing this in association with Rambo House, and here's Rambo to tell you more.
Contracts. I'm going to say it again for all of us small business owners out there. Contracts. Rambo House, KBLA, Tavis, me. Oh my God, this is going to be massive. I truly thank Caltrans for giving us the opportunity to focus on contracts. Listen, that's what it's all about to be a small business in LA. That's how we hire our own. That's how we expand our community is contracts. KBLA1580.com is for you to have a seat at our contracts-focused event. Contract Ready does it again. We had over 900 last time. So you guys know how exciting this is. And if you just think that you want to get into contracts and you're close to it, bring your friends out for September 16th at the Marriott Hotel. Listen, you know where to register. KBLA1580.com. Come see me. I can't wait to see you. Let's do it, Tavis.
So be sure to go to KBLA1580.com for all the details. We'll see you Saturday, September 16th.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Ugh, I don't have time for a cold.
Honey.
Honey?
You need DayQuil Severe Honey flavor.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honey-licious taste. Because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe Honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honey-licious. Power through your day, medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Ew. Gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried New Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Hey, this is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason from KBLA Talk 1580. Listen, if you're in the market for the best prices and the fastest delivery for custom-made roller shades, LA Custom Blinds is the place to be. Schedule a free estimate and they will come to your house, measure your windows, and bring a variety of fabrics to choose from. And then come back and install it all for free. The best part is that their factory is located right here in downtown Los Angeles. So they make the shades really fast. All you got to do is go to lacustomblinds.com and schedule your free in-home estimate right now. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I give my love, I give my life, I give my body and mind. We were inseparable, I guess I gave you all of my time. Now you bleed inside the tea and you don't even know the score. Why can't you learn to play the game, baby? Don't you know that you need more? You need another lover, like you need a hole in your head. Baby, baby, you know there ain't no other that can do the duty in your bed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is on complete fire tonight. The only way you can follow Heartbreak Hotel is gotta be Prince, right? The voice of reason is on fire, man. We on fire tonight, man. Tonight's topic is one of those ones, man. It's one of those ones. You gotta know. Conflict in intimate relationships is ubiquitous. It's gonna be with us from the beginning to the end. We're gonna disagree. We're gonna be upset. We're gonna be disappointed. We're gonna be frustrated. We're gonna be angered. But we should always be seeking win-win solutions. You got to always, sometimes when good times are happening, right? So sometimes when we're in the good time, we tend to forget about the bad or the potentiality of the bad popping up. Well, life is always lifing. Life gonna always happen, and life is always gonna throw you a curveball when you least expect it. So even during the good times, you should be preparing for the bad times, because life is a pendulum. It's going to swing back and forth. It's not going to stay in one position forever. Sometimes we'll spend more time in the good times. Sometimes we're going to spend a little bit more time, maybe more time than usual, in the bad time. But guess what? This too shall pass. You hear that term, that great term, this too shall pass. You hear it when you talk to people who are dealing with grief, but you never hear it when you talk to people that are dealing with peace. See, when we're in peace, we feel like it ain't gonna never pass. But guess what? We should be saying the same thing we say in grief, we should be saying it in peace, because the peace ain't gonna last that long either. And I know you don't want to hear it that way, but that is the way of life. Which is why we should always be cultivating win-win solutions for our relationship. Conflict management should aim for win-win solutions. Meaning, this time I get what I want and you go without. No. No, it's I get a piece of what I want and you get a piece of what you want. Because I'd rather us share a piece of what we want than one of us go without. Do you understand? Conflict management should aim for win-win solutions. We're both partners. Where both partners' needs and desires are acknowledged and addressed. Collaborative problem solving, compromise, and finding common ground can foster a sense of partnership and strengthen the relationship's foundation. But there has to be a willingness to say, I don't mind sharing the win. Because that's what it is in a win-win situation. You shared the win. In an intimate relationship, that's what we should be doing anyway, is sharing all wins. There's no win where you just win. No, we win. A win for you is a win for me. So that's what we should start cultivating. Let's get these phone calls in here. People have been on the line for a minute. Let's get them in. Let's get them in. Truemonger, Dallas, Texas. Get in here.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, good brother?
Oh, man. In a general sense, I mean, we're all flawed, so there's going to be some level of conflict. And I think a lot of people lack emotional discipline. I think you refer to it as emotional
regulation.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of it was passed down from seeing our elders act that same way. We mimic, a lot of times you say we mimic what we model. And we, and people in general, usually don't take time to learn other ways to resolve conflict. Honestly, I learned more about resolving conflict through controlled violence, through sports.
Through competition.
I learned more about that than from my elders. And, of course, as you go through life, you have to learn different ways to deal with things because everybody's not going to act the same. Everybody's not going to respond the same to any type of conflict. So kind of got to be flexible in certain situations, but you also got to know when to walk away from something, if possible. Because sometimes you might be in a situation where you can't walk away.
But
can I hit how to handle that?
Can I hit you with this thought?
Yeah.
If conflict in intimate relationship is inevitable and ubiquitous, then shouldn't walking away be a part of your conflict management toolbox? I'm not saying walking away from the person or walking away from the relationship. I'm saying walking away from the conflict. We should make space for it to be okay to walk away. And I don't mean just I'm going to table it. I mean, listen, I got to get out of here because I'm going to pop off. Your tone is wrong. I need to get out. Talk to me.
Yeah, because I practice that quite a bit. And my previous partners would get offended by that.
Man, I got called a coward.
I'm not going to continue arguing about this.
Hey,
I need to breathe.
Truemonger, when I was in my 30s, my girl at the time wanted to argue with me. Like, she really wanted to have it out, yelling and screaming and cussing, finger all in my face, doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I elected to walk away. She said I was a quitter and a coward for walking away. Your thoughts?
Some people have a demented view of what they think love is. If you stay and argue and go back and forth all the time, that's showing that you love them. Like, no, the best thing for me to do, speak for myself, when I know my temper and you trying to push me to a certain point, that's not going to work out good for either one of us. I'm going to go get some air.
Hey, stay with me. Truemonger, you don't get to leave, brother. You don't get to leave. You got to stay with me for a second. Stay with me. Dallas, Texas is in the building cooking. The voice of Reason on Fire, KBLA. We having a great conversation. I want to hear from you because you know what? You've got a lot to talk about.
Like you need a home in your bed. Baby, baby, you know there ain't no one that can do the duty in your bed. So low, so low.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Every defendant in former President Trump's Georgia case is pleading not guilty. The final co-defendant in the election